Oh, good night, nurse. Oh, merciful heavens. Are we all coming in clear?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, God bless. Eric, speak, Eric, speak. There you go. That's the ticket. Okay, excellent. Reacted to the. I think we're up, and
I think therefore you are.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Lindsay!
Oh Lord, April O'Neil.
I see you decided to bring the kids today.
Kids.
Are we all here and accounted for?
The kids.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, Tom can count.
I can. I'm very excited. The count isn't the only one who can count ballots.
Mm-hmm.
Your shoes on or off?
Catch can. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of Catt Chatt, as I'm literally flinging everything everywhere. I am joined today by people whom I love because I'm paying them, sort of. Today I am joined by my darlings Eric Horowitz, Summer Orlando, Annie Lee Cosplay, and Tranquil Ashes. We will be joined probably around like 9 o'clock by Marcus Cannello, and these are the members of the cast of Maude. Maude Live, exclamation point. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you all.
Thanks for inviting us all onto Tom Cat Show.
It's been so long.
It's been so long. We actually all had our one of our dress rehearsals last night for the show, which is scheduled to be not next week, but the week after. It's November 23rd. I'm advertising like a son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm very excited. So, bit of backstory as most of you well know, I am obsessed with Maude. I adore B. Arthur. I'm a B. Arthur impersonator, and I wanted to bring Maude into the world of Facey books. And I decided to do a two-parter. It's basically a staged live reading of the two-parter Maude's Facelift. And I believe I cast it very well. I love my cast very much. And I'm excited about it. But I don't want to take up too much of the introduction, but rest assured I do have links available. I'm going to actually, because I do want everyone to introduce themselves and whom they are playing. And we'll start with Eric, and then Summer, and then Anita, and then Annie Lee. And that's how you guys will do. I am going to create links and such with your information.
Oh, cool.
So, Eric, start us off, dear.
Okay. I was trying to link to the show right now on my Facebook page for you.
That's fine.
Hi, I'm Eric Horowitz. I play Arthur and the mysterious narrator behind the show, telling you what is going on behind the scenes. I have no idea. What else would you like?
You can basically say like what you've learned about yourself in playing the character. No, you don't have to do that. Just basically what you've been enjoying about the experience so far, and what you've loved, what you've hated.
Well,
Just you can embellish. You can say I'm absolutely terrible. I know that's what all of you have been thinking.
Well, it helps when Tom puts the timpani away and makes us all, keep telling it. No, it's fun. It's an interesting show. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I met Tom virtually probably, 4 months ago?
About 4 months ago, yeah.
And now it's part of a family, and met some interesting people, and everybody's really cool and a lot of fun. And I'm not sure which is more fun, doing the show or the post show where we all just sit around and bullshit.
It is true.
So that's it for me. I'm good.
Okay. Summer dear.
Yep. I'm just trying to share your post really quick because I'm the queen of advertisement. Jude.
Oh, by all
chat about the
means.
show with our fabulous. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm also going to advertise.
That's important. I think I did it. Okay. Going back to StreamYard. Hello, everybody, Facebook and the internet land. My name's Summer Orlando, and I'm very excited to be a part of Maude Live, playing Vivian Cavender, which is the Rue McClanahan character from the TV show. What else do you want me to say?
That's basically what you've been enjoying about the process.
Oh, it's such a fun process. The cast is absolutely amazing and hysterical. Every rehearsal that we've had has been an absolute joy and ultra hilarious because everyone is just a comedian in of themselves. And you never know what somebody's going to say next.
Very true.
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
It's your turn, my love.
Me. Tranquil Ashes here. I play Florida Evans. And you might also know her from Good Times. I'm the newbie noob of this family. And they're teaching me my acting chops and my voice chops and all the chops. And it's been really fun.
Well, welcome.
Okay, is that my turn?
Yup. Uh-huh.
All right, I'd like to skip my turn.
Too damn bad, Carol. Move along.
All right. Well, firstly, don't mind me eating my dinner. I worked late today, and clear soup is what I needed. But my name is Lindsay, otherwise known as Annie Lee Cosplay. I do have a theatrical background, but I'm still kind of getting back into the groove of things, and all of you guys, like everyone in this group, has been really great at making me comfortable and making this whole process fun and exciting. I hate you all.
Had to be a diva somewhere.
I'm my mother's daughter. I have to.
That's my daughter who said that.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, and I can't wait for hopefully more Maude. Oh, Merry Maudem, everyone.
Merry
Maudem. Merry Maudem, everybody. Yes, that was coined by Summer and Annie. They both
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
literally at 2 in the morning, 2 in the morning. They were like, "Maudem, it makes perfect sense." And I was just like, "Well, there it is, friends. There's advertising."
I think your fans should have like a hashtag that they can use to, for this or for whatever, for anything regarding the show. We could do hashtag Maude Live, hashtag Maudem.
I've been trying to do that on TikTok, which I'm still trying to.
Oh, you're on the TikToks.
I am on the TikTok.
Oh.
I actually did. I did.
I'm not even on the TikToks.
I did two voiceovers where I was playing Maude, but it was Maude from the All in the Family. So, to those unaware, Maude was a spin-off of All in the Family, which starred, Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker, Gene Stapleton as Edith Bunker. You know the Bunkers. But yeah, Maude was Edith's liberal cousin and was always a great foil to Carol O'Connor's Archie. And yeah, the network executives saw her and they called Norman Lear the day after her episode aired where she fought with Archie, and they would just get this girl her own show. Where has she been?
Who is that man fighting with Archie Bunker? I mean,
it's Tomcat.
It's Tomcat. Tomcat's the one who's arguing with Carol O'Connor. But
she picked him up and threw him against the wall like he was a rag doll.
Yes, a rag doll indeed. But yeah, I've definitely been enjoying the process. Casting this was very, very relatively easy for me. I initially was Summer. Well, I'm choosing my words carefully. I initially wanted Summer to be my Carol, but then I dropped that idea because I decided that Lindsay, who's also a trained actress and a singer, just like Summer, I was like, I would love to have Summer be my Vivian. And
Because he knows I play the old bitches really well.
correct. Vivian's very good at playing old bitches. She's played Bette Midler. She's played Judy Garland. She's played Bette Midler. She's played Judy Garland.
You said that.
Who else have you played?
Oh, she also plays that woman from Wizard of Oz.
That one. Yes, that's a special one. And I play the woman from A Star Is Born, and I play the woman from Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yep. The woman from Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Yep.
On brand. All of it. Very on brand. I will say, though, the one character that I think I had one of the more difficult times finding was my Florida. Because, you know, we definitely live in a culturally sensitive time, and I wanted to be respectful. I wanted to be respectful, and I wanted to be relatively true to the character. And that was why I just like kept on fiddling with it. And I was like, there's only one person in my mind that just sticks out like a sore thumb, and that was definitely Tranquil Ashes. And she was hesitant. She was definitely hesitant. There were definitely some worries that she had that I was just like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be great. I love you. You are talented. You are gifted, and I'm not taking no for an answer. And I'm very grateful that she is a part of it.
Yay!
And there she is blushing
With the best red lipstick in the country.
Oh,
Yes.
That is a beautiful shade of lipstick, actually. What is that?
It's NYX. Whatever it is, it's NYX.
Love
Liquid
Nick.
catsuit? Liquid catsuit?
No, it's like, where is it? It's around here somewhere.
It's hiding.
I'm gonna find it's hold up. No, I lied. It's not NYX. I lied.
You
It's
lied.
Ruby Kisses matte lip lacquer
Ooh. We stand a lip lacquer.
in ruby. Ironically.
Well, it is a beautiful shade. I have to. So when we were discussing the show, I had made a point to tell Annie Lee that Adrienne Barbeau was at the time very, very well developed. So of course, when she shows up to one of our rehearsals wearing her cutlets, I'm imagining, I literally just lost my shit. I did. I lost my collective shit because I'm like, well, there it is. That's brilliant. Like mother like daughter.
Yep. You got to wear the waist trainer and the 2-cup push-up.
Waist trainer because you're what? Carol West trainer.
Yes.
But yeah, I've definitely been enjoying the process. Our Walter is absolutely a scream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's true. After every rehearsal, we sort of like have a bitch sesh. We'll call it that. We'll call it a bitch sesh because that's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that we were touching on last night was the cultural significance of Maude and what she basically did for 70s sitcoms and for women in the 70s and then subsequently the 80s. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. We'll start with Eric and then work our way through the audience.
On the episode itself or on Maude?
On Maude. You can either one, honestly.
To be honest, I knew of the show. I was more of a Golden Girls fan. And then you asked me to be in the show and sent me the clips, and I watched it, and it was very forward-thinking for its time. And I was very impressed that they took a stance and they went with everything, and then the other shows you've told me about. So it's needs to come back and let everybody actually open their mind more, I think, now. The world needs more Maude. whether it's
said that to in Barbeau last night. You were all there. You were all my witness.
So yeah, it's an interesting show. It's fun. It's got one hell of a cast that that you're not familiar with until you see him and go, oh crap, that person.
I know that person from Different Strokes. I know
This
that person
yeah.
from Mama's Family.
Yeah.
I feel like the only person that like doesn't have a the only actor who didn't like have more success after Maude was Bill Macy, bless his heart.
Yeah, I guess.
Bill Macy, to those unaware, played Walter.
Yeah, but he went on more so to be more of a character actor.
Yeah.
You know, which is not a bad thing to be. Because you could still go to restaurants and not get mobbed by people.
And not get mobbed by everybody, you're right.
You know, and still collect your checks for everything else.
That's right.
It's okay. I'm sorry if you're crying about this. I don't mean
No. There's literally something in my eye, and I all of a sudden, like my eyes just decided to say, "Go fuck yourself, Tom. We're just gonna be itchy."
So,
but yeah, Summer, your thoughts?
Well, everything Eric said. I think I have a similar story. You know, I didn't really know what Maude was until Tom and I started speaking about the possibility of Maude Live happening. What was it, like 2 years ago? I think
I want to say it was about two
first initial.
Yeah.
You know, which is how all great pieces of work start. It takes a long, lengthy process of development, and so basically, Tom was like, "Oh, you have to go watch Maude." So Tom finds everything on Dailymotion. So I went and watched all of season 1 on Dailymotion, and I loved the show. I thought it was witty. I thought it was very advanced for its time, and it did touch on issues that like television networks just didn't mess around with. And I feel like because B. Arthur was the leading lady of the show, she was the only person that had a character, like her character was the only one who could really push those high button issues, you know, talking about all that they talk about in the show. And I think it's great. And yes, I think the America needs Maude right now more than ever. And I think, you know, a newer generation should definitely watch the old ones. But like, you know how they're coming up with all these reboots of all the old and bringing it back. How do you feel, Tom, about like the possibility of like a Maude for this generation? And like, who sticks out in your mind besides you, of course, that could handle and do Maude justice and the correct way, and, you know?
So me and my mother actually had a conversation about this, which I never really anticipated me and my mother having a conversation like that. Because I had said, I was like, hey, I'm like producing this show. It is Maude Live. And like, because we were also talking about the lives, the All in the Family, the Jeffersons, just all that stuff. And I was like, who do you think? And I literally said, besides me, who do you think would be able to play Maude in such a way? She said Allison Janney. And when she said that name, I was like, I can see it.
Yes.
She's very tall. She has a very deep voice. She is very commanding. She has a very commanding presence. I feel like it's also very...
it's that cut and dry comedy.
Very cut and dry comedy.
Very much has very that. Acerbic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very acerbic. I definitely feel like we a Maude of the modern age, and this is going to be really, really, really interesting. I was like, if they were going to ever bring back Maude, I would want Maude to be a trans woman. I feel like that would definitely be able to, but again, that's very advanced for 2020. So it's like, is Maude going to be the Maude of the 1970s in 2020, or is it going to be the Maude of 2020?
Right.
And it's a very interesting question to answer. I feel like, you know, with our first female vice president, with women on the Supreme Court, women in politics, like the final season of Maude was her becoming, I think, a senator for New York. Either a senator or she was some elected official in New York by the end of the series. And Norman Lear wanted to do like one more where Maude would then eventually become the president Like it would literally, it was Veep before its time. It would have been Veep before its time. But B. Arthur left the show for personal reasons and for her own sanity, which is something that she also did with Golden Girls.
Yep.
I would love to see a resurgence of Maude. I would love to see, like, I've as someone who's watched the series ad nauseum and watched every episode, there are some episodes that are very much a product of their time. There are some episodes that I would just not recommend the general public watching. But there are also some episodes that I would say, like, you should watch this episode because it is so culturally poignant and so on the nose to what's happening now. One of the things that I've been saying for the last couple of years is I would want a whatchamacallit. I want for, what am I saying? Hold on, spit it out, Tom. A lot of the issues that we've been facing within the last 2 to 3 years are mentioned directly in episodes of Maude. Obviously, the abortion episode, Maude's Dilemma, problems with alcoholism, Republicans and Democrats constantly being at each other's throats. I'm trying to think of like other examples. And of course, you know, I don't have any notes on the show, which is something that I should have done before going live, but here we are. But there are definitely I
believe there were LGBTQ.
Yes. There was the LGBTQ, there was the gay bar episode.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, obviously, when it was Florida and Maude, it was literally a match made in heaven. The two of them, like, constantly went back and forth in the beginning of the series because, of course, you know, Maude being the bleeding heart liberal was like, no, Florida, you should be a maid this way. And Florida's like, I've been a maid.
Right.
I've been black longer than you've been white. Stop it.
Yep.
Take it down a notch.
Yep.
And it's really fascinating to see how so many episodes and so much of Maude has been mentioned in present day, like in present day 2020. But yeah, I would love to see a resurgence. And I mentioned last night, like as I was scrolling through the IMDb trivia, like Maude's a hard sell in syndication, whereas the Jeffersons, Good Times, All in the Family, they are constantly in syndication. I blame Nickelodeon. And the reason I blame Nickelodeon is because Nick at Night always played All in the Family, always played the Jeffersons. There were some episodes of Good Times, but other than that, that was all that they played of the Norman Lear shows. They never wanted Maude, and I heavily blame Maude's Dilemma, because even in the 90s, it was a very, very difficult pill to swallow that I don't think anybody was ready to discuss.
No, they played the safe shows. They played the kid-friendly shows. I mean, you're not going to have a child who's going to go, "Mommy, what's a gay bar?" It's not going to go well.
Well, maybe in this day and age they will.
It's like, well,
depending on the state, yes.
But yeah,
Daddy met Daddy. Oh.
Oh my goodness!
Mommy,
I'm sorry, my eyes are so itchy, guys.
it's fine. Your eyes are allergic
Yeah.
to beauty. That's why they're
You
just.
are an angel. Yes, I am blinded by the beauty that I see before me, which is Eric, Summer, Anita, and you, my dear. But yeah, I am now that we've gone over that, Anita, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on Maude in the present day and Maude back then.
Well, like the others, I had seen a couple of episodes of Maude, but I hadn't like gone through, the seasons or like known any plot like lines or anything. But the thing that surprised me about joining this was that Florida Evans showed up in Maude. I didn't know that was something that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why Maude made it, like even when it came out, because what you were saying, it was like hard for it to be syndicated, is because I feel like if that rhetoric came out of a young person's mouth, they would have just dismissed it. But because it came out of an elder, and in most cases, people tend to take elder words to certain type of, to heart. And I feel like because she was older, and honestly, the cast wasn't very young at all. Like the youngest was what, in their 20s maybe, in that cast. Yeah. So and it's also nice to get a perspective from adults, although I feel like most shows are geared towards 20 and under, like, and this is just all around. But it's nice to see that like life goes on after you're 25, and the things that you learn after that point. And I think the fact that Maude did have Florida Evans and all these types of cameos, and like during the episode when Florida was like, okay, yeah, I've been Black my whole life, I've been a maid my whole life, Maude listened. And that is, I feel like, the main thing we need to take in the current day scenario. Like, you hear Black voices speak, you listen to them, and then like take it in, and then make your decisions from there. But at least make informed decisions.
Well said.
Yeah.
And it's true. One of the things that I always say is that I cannot speak of the Black experience. I can only speak of the white queer experience. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I definitely know what it's like to be a drag queen. I know what it's like to be a female impersonator. I know what it's like to do that. But I can't speak on the Black experience. So when I have the opportunity to listen to the Black experience, I will of course listen to the Black experience, as I'm sure any of my other co-stars would agree with.
Yes, I mean, we're friends for a reason, Tom. I
agree completely. There is a reason that we're very good friends. Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to do, like after Maude's facelift, I do want to do more episodes. I want to potentially like cast Henry Evans, who's Florida's husband. I would love to just be able to have a couple of episodes that are sort of not so. I mean, I guess I can say centered around Florida. There was one episode specifically that comes to mind where Henry wants Florida to quit because he got a new job as as not only a firefighter, but he's also a taxi cab driver. Yeah. So he's working two jobs as a Black man in 1970s New York. And he wants Florida to quit because he doesn't want his wife to be a maid. And Florida just goes on this beautiful, she gives this beautiful speech about how there's never been a better person out there than a Black woman because they pull their family up. And that's I found that to be just such a wonderful episode. And I really would love to, I would love for Anita to perform that speech.
Thank you.
But yeah, I do. I love what you're doing with the character. I'm very excited to see what happens. And I do want there to be more, Maude lives, because again, it's just fun. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun performing. It's fun reading. There's no memorization required. And it's just, it's just a bunch of people enjoying a enjoying a masterpiece of American situational comedy. And last but not least, I would like my daughter, my darling cosplay daughter, and now my daughter in Maude. I would love to hear her words on her thoughts of this.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could be as insightful as everyone else. But it's kind of funny, like, because I guess like coming from someone who is like really young and I didn't grow up with Maude, or my family didn't really play it in the house. So when Tom approached me about this project, it was really, I watched the first episode about Carol going to therapy, and which was kind of a perfect episode to start out on, just because I am someone who like mental illness is something that's really big in my life. And to see kind of the way it was discussed on the show in a way that even now isn't all the way discussed in as kind of real of a way, and showing that, like Maude isn't always right on it. And she came in and she was so kind of freaked out at the idea of this therapist going to make you hate me. And I think that's something that, in my life and in my friends' lives, they've told me that that's like a common experience even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing it portrayed on TV show, it was jarring, I guess is the best word for it, just to kind of see the way they authentically present things. And now with the facelift and, other episodes, they just have such a way of telling a story. And that's credit to the writers, credit to the actors that really tried to show it as a reality instead of as a sitcom.
Yeah. And that's to Norman Lear's credit. That is definitely Norman Lear's credit. And hilariously enough, I found out who wrote Maude's Facelift. I found out who wrote Maude's Facelift. She also wrote the Maude's Dilemma. She also wrote that episode. It was Susan Harris. And Susan Harris also wrote a lot of episodes for the Golden Girls. So it's very interesting to see the change from writing in the 1970s to writing in the 80s, especially when it comes from I guess we can say the chemical American family, where it's a mother, her husband, her daughter, her grandchild, and compare that to four old women living in Florida. I'm sorry, I cut somebody off.
That's fine. It's okay. But you can say it because, it's evident in this one that Carol is from a different marriage. So you obviously see Maude has been divorced multiple times. And back then, you don't mention divorce. You don't talk about divorce.
Divorce was never mentioned in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Right. But, again, another stepping stone that B. Arthur broke down and kicked in. So
there were definitely a lot of barriers, that a lot of glass ceilings that B. Arthur shattered, I guess you can say. And this is something that I learned from her one woman show, where like after the first season, every episode had to be presented to the network executives. Because every episode had to because that was what Norman and B had discussed. They discussed it. They said they wanted every episode to be sort of hard hitting and sort of groundbreaking in their writing. But yeah, they had to constantly bring the scripts to the network heads and basically read it to them, and then they would say, "Oh well, you can't do that. Oh well, you shouldn't do that. Okay, that's fine. We're okay with that, but no, you can't do that." And it's definitely interesting to see that, because then I see shows today like Mom and Two Broke Girls and Big Bang Theory and Whitney, which was only around for 2 seasons anyway. But then you look at Netflix and you see sitcoms like Grace and Frankie. I'm trying to think of other sitcoms on Netflix, but comparatively speaking, if Maude were written today, there would still be some episodes that would probably be just a little too taboo for television in 2020. And that's something that I never thought I would ever see. I never thought in a million years that I would not be able to see a 70s sitcom be presented in today's entertainment field. I guess is the terminology that I'm looking for. Anybody jump around? But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see that. Comparatively speaking to other sitcoms. There was another question that I was definitely thinking of, and I just can't. It's escaped me.
Does it rhyme with butter?
No, it does not rhyme with butter. I guess we can talk characters, honestly. I mean, obviously, I am very connected to the character. I always do consider myself liberally minded. I am very over the top. I'm very loud. I'm very verbose. I'm very acerbic. I'm very direct, but I'm also very sensitive. And I do feel a very strong connection to the titular character. And one of the things that I did in casting was I'm like, how can I cast this so that each character can bring not only their own flair, but also show an appreciation to the character that they're playing? And this question I definitely feel I do want everyone to answer in their own way. And because Eric left, I'm going to start with Summer. But what type of connection do you feel to Vivian Cavender?
Well, it's interesting because I really didn't know much about Vivian until I watched it. And it's funny, too, because when we had our first reading, all that I had in my head was, oh, it's Rue McClanahan. So I immediately went to like the Blanche accent and the Blanche, you know, mannerisms and sex it up and stuff. And it's very much not that at all. She's a lot more calmed down in Maude, but she's still very vain. She loves, you know, her beauty. You know, she goes to get a facelift in this episode because she's tired of feeling old, and she's a little jealous of Maude having a husband, and she's the same age, and she can't find a man. I understand that struggle more than you know. There's also a 40-year-old woman deep inside of me, so you know, there's that too. But yeah, so I mean, I have small connections like in real life, but besides that, no, it was really fun to play. It is really fun to play her, and I love when she just jabs that knife into Maude's side just to get a rouse out of her, and it's really, really fun. You can tell that they're best of friends, but also at times frenemies, which is great.
There are definitely a couple of episodes that I would love to perform with you. There's one scene that comes to mind where and it really brilliant writing, where Maude is reminding Vivian of like a gentleman that Vivian dated that Maude ended up sleeping with for like it was a one night stand for Maude. And it was one of those things where like Vivian just got progressively sadder the more the story went on. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, how does this Maude Findlay have any friends with how vicious she can be?
Right.
And I just would love to do that if for no other reason than just to like test out the acting chops.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving what you're doing with Vivian. There are definitely a couple of episodes that show her ditziness and sort of dizziness, especially on episodes where the marriage between Vivian and Arthur is where they're married. In episodes where Vivian and Arthur are together. Yeah, I have so many ideas. Lindsay, how are you connected to, is there any way that you are connected to Carol? What is your connection to Carol? Do you feel any sort of like way when it comes to playing her?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like when you're acting, you always have to find a way to connect with someone, as like pretentious as that sounds. But I mean, besides the fact that like I am my mother's daughter, but like, you know, that's like a serious answer though too, where at least from, you know, what we've been doing, kind of how I've been trying to approach it is like, she's bubbly. She has that kind of personality and that charm to her. But she also is someone that she does carry her mother's kind of acerbic-ness at times, you know, where like, for example, in the episode where Walters just did not realize that Maude had a facelift and she just goes harder and gives him a plate. Like that's Maude. Like that is Maude coming out of her. So it is kind of fun to play someone where they do kind of have this, not strange, but it's just more of a mature relationship with their parent. And they're, you know, Maude obviously, you know, she has moments where she's like, I am your mother. But she also kind of respects the fact that she's an adult and how she speaks to her and how they interact. So, I mean, overall, like, it's just very interesting to play a character like her. You know, besides the fact of like the physical funness that I get to do to try to impersonate Adrienne Barbeau, but yeah, she's a very fun character to play.
Yeah, it's very funny you mentioned the relationship between Carol and Maude. Like, I don't think up until the 70s, not very many daughters called their mother by their first name. It was usually mother, mom, mommy.
Yep.
Whatever sort of terminology you would use, but never your mother's first name. And that was addressed like, I think that was addressed in like the episode where Florida was introduced, where it was like, no, Carol calls me Maude, I call her Carol, whatever the case may be. And what is your name? And then Florida, of course, says Mrs. Evans. But yeah, I do. I adore the character of Carol. I love what you're doing with her. And I definitely, not to brag, but I definitely see you pick up a lot of not only my characteristics, but also Maude. You definitely pick up a few of Maude's I guess you can say charisma, while also, imbuing it with your own.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Eric?
Well, let's see, how can I say this? I'm really close to the narrator.
I was waiting for that.
I feel
literally, I was like,
I feel that there's a very yin and yang version to the narrator where he's torn in what he has to say because he wants to make jokes, but he's not allowed.
I agree. There are definitely times like when we were doing the rehearsals where Eric, bless his heart, would try and ad lib, and he would ad lib in such a diabolical way that I'm like, I adore you, but don't, please.
Yeah, when you're off camera, I could hear a snort here and there from you.
Correct. Yes, that is fact. That is definitely fact.
Arthur is, besides the fact that I realize it's Mr. Drummond, I think Marcus is trying to get on.
Oh, is he?
He just posted his Wi-Fi isn't that great, but the character itself is nothing like me. Obviously, I'm not smart enough to be a doctor.
Neither was Conrad Bain.
Yeah, I am not. He's there to push buttons and to taunt. So I guess I'm sort of kind of like that a little bit. But I guess deep down from the episode you see, his relationship to Maude is brother sister.
He is,
because he'll push the buttons.
I'm going to be very honest with you. When I was casting you for Arthur, I was like, I need someone who's a ball buster. I need someone who is not afraid to just get down and dirty with his mouth. And that was what I was like, perfect. Eric, excellent.
Well, it took you. I had to drag. We started talking. You had called me, and we started talking. I'm like, all right, what do you need?
Just call me right out. There's the bus. Push me right out.
It was like 20 minutes on of just talking, and we're like, okay, what's up? What do you need? What's the matter?
And it was a match made in heaven.
Hey, you know what? I mean, friends help friends, and in this business, why not? Take chances, have some fun. I know it was you, and then I met everybody else, and it was even more fun. So why not?
Yeah, well, I mean that's with any sort of creative production. You're going to whether you want to or not, you're going to become close with the people that you're performing with. And
even though we are all far apart.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we are, the hilarious thing is the people that are in this room right now. Once Marcus is in, it'll be the dynamic will change. But we're all East Coasters, and Marcus is on the West Coast. Marcus is in California. Eric is in Pennsylvania. Anita's in Virginia.
The big state, the most important.
And myself.
I'm actually in Baltimore.
Oh, you're Maryland. I did not know that.
Ooh. Maryland.
I did not know that you were Maryland.
Oh, yeah.
I love Baltimore. Try to get down there.
And Summer's in Connecticut, so we're all sort of scattered, and it's really wonderful that we have me being the linchpin of it all. I am curious, is Marcus trying to get in because it's saying
yes, he's having internet issues, and
I don't think
told him
he's gonna
Ethernet cable.
Yeah, he said he's not going to make it.
Oh, drat.
No, he's got an Ethernet cable. He just needs to find the adapter.
Well, it's fine. We have time. I'm not worried. We probably have like another 10 minutes. So what we can do? Just tell him in the Maude live chat that if he wants to be in the next 10 minutes, he can. If not, no harm, no foul. This is not the last time you're going to see these darlings, I promise you. Speaking of darlings, and while we're waiting for Marcus to, get his collective shit together, Anita, Anita, darling, I've wanted to do it for so long. I have wanted to do it for so.
I knew that was coming.
I was. What is your connection to Florida? Do you have a connection to Florida? And how do you feel your connection with Florida will continue to grow the more we do this?
Well, I feel like it's kind of like cheating. I feel like Florida as a character in shows is portrayed to show certain types of Black experience. And because I am who I am, I auto identify, I auto connect. I understand the struggle she's talking about because I've done or I've been through that struggle, or, I understand, what it's like to be the only one of you in a place, like things like that. So I feel like it was just easy to be Florida Evans. However, I will say that she holds a lot on her shoulders. And while I do too, I could definitely learn how to hold more. So I think she could teach me that lesson.
Fabulous. I'm there was there was something that I mentioned last night where I had this idea in my head that I would drive down. I physically would drive down with matching costumes in tow to Anita, and we would do one number from Maude that was Maude in Florida singing Me and My Shadow, where Maude is the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that it was a brilliant idea. I thought it was, at the time, I think that was a very adult theme. Of course, there's definitely going to be people who are like, man, my shadow, the shadow's a Black person. What? But that was also,
It's a radio show.
Literally.
It was a radio show and a movie with Alec Baldwin.
Yes, it was.
When you asked that question about who you think could play Maude, I had two people in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Meryl, because I love the woman. Pretty much do no wrong in my eyes. And then also, this is a weird one, probably. Maggie Smith, like 10 years ago.
I can see that. As a matter of fact, my friend John Michael Salvato, he suggested, if not a trans actress, Lily Tomlin.
I could see that.
That fascinates me. And it's really one of those interesting things because Maude, when B. Arthur was recording for Maude, she was only in her I think she was only in her 50s. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that we would recommend a potentially like 70-year-old actress to play that type of character. I blame the gray hair.
I mean, I honestly
I blame the gray hair.
Maggie Smith, okay, Maggie has been around so much longer than I've been around, but I've known about her. I feel like majority of my life, even though I didn't realize it was her. Garden, for example, I didn't realize that was the same Maggie Smith that was McGonagall. I didn't put those pieces together until I was older, and I understood who Maggie Smith was. Yeah. And then realized, oh, she's in that and that and that and that. And she always, the command she has on screen, when she comes on, it don't matter who's on the screen, you respect her. And I think that's definitely something that B. Arthur had. When she would come on screen, everybody was waiting for her to okay the thing, or for her to say whatever she had to say before speaking up. And that is Maggie Smith. So that's kind of my maybe 10 years ago, I don't know if she would do it now, because she is at least mid-70s.
I think she's in her late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that would probably be a taxing role for her, maybe.
I remember one of the first conversations that Summer and I had about Maude. And I remember Summer saying that we needed to get their hearing checked. And the reason Summer said that was because of the amount of screaming that everyone in that show did, specifically B. Arthur. because B always had that, that very in your face, aggressive.
It was a loud show.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very loud, to be blunt. But yeah, it's really one of those fascinating things. And I would love to have seen a younger Maggie Smith take that on.
So cool.
But I do feel that now she's a little more.
I know.
Well,
I hope she
actually,
lives forever. I need her to live forever. I really do. Her
you
and
know who I want to live forever? I don't particularly care for the woman, but for the sake of everyone else, I want Betty White to live forever.
Wait, you don't care for the woman?
I never did like Betty White all that much.
Facebook, he means not what he said. You're going to start a riot up in here.
Yeah.
No,
she's a national treasure.
She's going to come on this video and go, I'm Betty White. Tomcat.
Yes.
We're losing viewership because he's.
If you think about it, it makes so much sense because you're Maude. You wouldn't like. I feel like that makes sense a little bit.
I adore Betty White as an actress. I appreciate what she has done for television and movies in the last several decades that she's been that she's been working. But she's just not. She's not one of my favorite actresses.
That's okay. I understand. I understand.
I don't.
I do.
She doesn't know her own nothing anymore. Actually, before we end this, I would like to know whom you would like to see play your respective characters. We'll start with Summer. Summer, who would you like to see portray Vivian Harmon?
Oh, that's hard. Like Betty White. No. Let me see. You know who could be fun? Fran Drescher.
Okay.
I could
definitely see Fran in that.
Because she's still doing stuff. And she's on a sitcom now.
Well,
and
isn't the nanny coming back?
I heard
there's a musical happening.
I heard it's going to Broadway. I heard it's being rebooted with Fran producing it and something else.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, that would be. I think Fran Drescher as Vivian would be hilarious. Annie Lee, who do you think would be able to play a marvelous Carol Trainer?
You want to come back to me? I gotta think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw that on us.
What do you think would be a good match for Conrad Bain or Arthur?
Jack Nicholson if he came out of retirement.
Okay.
I was joking about that, but it actually would work.
I know, because the more I think about it, I'm like, that makes sense.
I mean, it depends. Age Ryan Reynolds a little bit more.
An older Ryan Reynolds playing Arthur, I could see that. I could also see a Gary Oldman.
Or a back in the day Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes.
Ooh.
I could definitely see that as well.
Oh, no. Okay. Sadly, he passed too soon, Bill Paxton.
Yes.
Definitely Bill Paxton.
Yes. Oh my God. I am just itching all over the damn place today. Anita, who do you think would be a good Florida Evans in today's world?
Maybe did anybody watch Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
Yes.
Daniel Brooks Tasty.
Okay.
All right.
I could see that.
I could totally see her like being witty and sassy and very, I could see it. And she fits the look. You know, you don't have to do anything special to make her look that way. So, you know, yeah, I think that would be a good look.
Yeah,
you know her acting. So
I think Uzo would do a good job too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Lizzo or
oh my God, Lizzo or Octavia Spencer.
No,
I would say Octavia Spencer above all else.
Yeah.
Who was the from Orange is the New Black? Who was the one woman? She had the really tight curls and she was a little bit crazy.
That's Uzo Aduba.
Yeah.
Uzo Aduba,
Yeah.
She would be. I think she would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's a woman who. Have you guys seen the show? Oh God, what's it called? It's like three best friends that get together and they do like a money heist and they're counterfeiting money. I think it's called Bad Girls.
Is it with J-Lo?
Yeah.
Hustlers?
What?
Oh no, you said J-Lo. Hustlers?
No, not J-Lo.
No.
Queen Latifah. That's
No,
it's like like three comedians.
Oh no, Donna. Oh God, what? Retta.
Yes.
Retta.
I could see her
Okay.
doing it.
Oh man, I would love to see Retta play Florida Evans.
Yep. I could see it.
I think all of them would be good.
Yeah.
Well, it is unfortunately that time, friends. It is 9:26. Myself, Eric, and I believe Marcus have something that we need to attend to.
Oh.
But I want to thank every one of you for joining me for this special edition of Catt Chatt. I definitely want to have you guys back again, and I'm sure I will individually and as a group. If you want more information on Maude Live, I will provide links. I will provide anything that you want. I will send it.
While we have 7 people on here, do you want to just mention about our GoFundMe? And
yeah, absolutely. There is, if I could find the link.
Because there's a lot of people who said that they had no idea that this was even happening.
And that's why we had the Catt Chat.
That's right.
Yes, this is a thing that is happening. Maude Life has been in production since beginning of September, end of September. Beginning of September, not end of September. End of September, beginning of October. Or was it?
I think it was September. Yeah.
In September. It started in September. Yes, we started doing it, and now we're just going to be advertising, and it'll be in your face, and it'll be aggressive, and so on and so forth. Yeah, if you want more information, definitely. Who has the GoFundMe link?
Do you not?
I do not have it physically in front of me, which I should.
I can pull it up.
I'm literally a terrible, dreadful human being.
Do you want it in the comments?
Yes, please and thank you. We can pin it.
All right.
If I can just email, text, share on Facebook. And of course, it's going to do, that's not what I wanted it to do, but thank you for doing that.
While we're doing that, I see a comment that says Kat Dennings is Carol, and I really like it. My brain immediately went to Mila Kunis, so.
Yes. I would love to see that. Oh, that's right. We never came back to you. I'm sorry.
I like both of those.
Yeah.
And Kat Dennings' show, Two Broke Girls, was fantastic.
Kat Dennings is just my wife ever since House Bunny.
Well, she's from here.
She needs to come to my heart. She's so perfect.
She's a Philly girl.
Philly girl.
You're a Philly girl.
Oh, stop.
The GoFundMe link is posted in, if it would be so kind, and I have it pinned in the chat.
Good.
Woo!
Oh my goodness gracious. So many people commenting.
And someone said Kristen Ritter.
Yes, I can also see that.
I like all of these.
I'm definitely more on board for Kat Dennings, if for no other reason than just because of her chest.
That too.
I agree. Tom, maybe also post your Venmo just in case people can't donate the minimum amount that GoFundMe allows.
Yes, thank you so much.
Ladies, gents, I'm cutting out because I'm jumping into the other class.
Go, 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 go. I'll be there in just
Talk to you
Bye.
later,
Have a good night,
class.
everybody.
Adios.
See you next week.
And then there was 4.
And then there's 4.
It's so funny. Prior to us like doing all this, I think how I knew Maude was from the Family Guy skit.
Yes.
The theme song that keeps going.
That's how a lot of people have been or were introduced to that's how they were introduced to Maude.
I'm really old, so well, not really old, but I have an old soul. So
Yeah.
I actually learned about Maude through Carol Burnett's parody. Have you seen it? Broad.
That and it tickles me because she literally had the duster, she had
everything.
the man-tailored shirt, she had the beautiful gray wig. Yeah, I lived for Broad.
This is such a random thought, but if we ever do any other productions, let it be Hamilton, and I want to be Angelica. I'm just throwing it out right now.
The cast of Maude Live does Hamilton. With B. Arthur as King George.
Yes. 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 Da 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 da. Yes, please. Oh my God.
That's too
All together now.
Yeah, I forgot there was something that I wanted to say, and I completely.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's where I'm at, friends. Oh my God, what the hell did I want to say? I blame communism because it's just easier that way.
You wanted to say for people to donate to the GoFundMe and raise lots of money for Maude Live.
Please
and no
donate
donation is
this is the only way that everyone is going to be getting paid. Oh my goodness, beginning of September. Oh, Marcus wasn't here at like 9:28 and he didn't show up. That's very odd.
Yep.
But yeah, so with that said, please donate to Maude Live. You can donate at the GoFundMe. You can donate on my Venmo. Just in the Venmo, please put Maude Live, just so I know to divvy up the dough, basically. And yeah, I thank you all for joining me for this. I'm very excited for the road ahead. Maude Live airs on November 23rd. So there's literally 2 weeks until we go live with our first ever live read through. And yeah, I'm very excited about it. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Catt Chatt.
Yes, come support local art and local theater.
Yes, support local theater, please. Ciao now, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.